Hey y'all, it's Kasia, and today I'm going to show y'all how I did these knotless goddess box braids or Bohemian box braids. Stay tuned for the rest of this video. Okay y'all, so I'm going to be using some expressions braiding hair. You can use any type of expressions, but I'm using the colors blonde 27 and 30, and I'm using 27 deep twist. I'm going to be cutting each pack of hair in half because it's super long, and I'm going to be stretching, or I forgot, feathering, whatever you call it, the ends of each bundle of hair, and then I'm going to come back to y'all and show y'all how I blended and made my special color. Okay, so I'm going to be taking half of each pack of hair, and I'm just going to be putting it on top of each other and pulling it apart until I get all three of the colors mixed in evenly into the color that I am desiring. I did use, so technically this is a pack and a half of hair total because this is half of three different packs. So yeah, this is how the color turned out, and I'm going to do that to the other three halves, and then I'm going to part my hair out and put it on my little braid stand, and then I'm going to pre-part out her hair. I just want to let you all know that I did have to go back and kind of part her hair a little bit smaller because once I started, she decided that she didn't want the parts as big. So I kind of made them smaller, but I had already done 2 rows. So you'll kind of see in a little while that I'll show you all that instead on this part I have 2 parts that separate the middle. That's going to end up being 3 different parts, and the rows are going to be a little slimmer, but that's not really a major thing. You can always fix your parting as you go, or not pre-part in the beginning if you don't want to. Okay, so right now I'm just showing you all how the knotless box braids look up close, and then I'm going to begin the actual tutorial with the second row. So I'm going to be using my edge tamer. I love my edge tamer. You can find it on my website, which I will leave in the description bar below. I'm going to be parting out a section, making sure I do kind of like a window motion so that the braid won't be directly on top of the one right below it. I'm going to be smoothing that hair into place using this little double-sided edge brush slash comb, and I'm going to take each one of these pieces and separate it into 6 even pieces. Then I'm going to start braiding the hair. I'm going to break it into 3 portions, and then I'm going to do 1 stitch of braid one way, and then on that second stitch I'm going to be adding in a piece of hair between my pointer finger and thumb, braiding back that other way, and once I get back to that same position I'm going to add a piece of hair again. So I'm going to do that obviously 6 times until I used all of the pieces of hair. And this is basically like a feed-in braid, but in the, off the scalp kind of, if that makes sense. So yes, I'm just going to be doing the same thing, and I also did this in real time so that you can see how long it takes to add in the piece of hair or whatever. So yeah, it's just the same thing all the way through, and once you run out of braiding hair to add, you're going to just braid the braid all the way down to the end like normal, like a regular box braid. Okay, so I'm pretty much going to be fast forwarding the rest of this video It is pretty much the same technique for the whole head, but I did want to do some close-up shots of the braid more than one time, so that's just what you're going to continue to see, and I will come back to you all once I am done braiding. Okay, so the white stuff on her hair is mousse. I'm just going to be dipping the ends of her hair into this hot water. I got people always ask me where I got my water boiler thing. I forgot what it's called. A tea kettle. Where I got it from? I got it from Walmart. It was like $12. So yeah, I just used that and blow dry her hair. And once I'm done doing this, I am going to, cut off a few of the extra strings. But I'm going to be using this curly crochet hair that I showed y'all at the beginning. I would definitely recommend the Deep Twist by Free Tris. But this is what we had at our local beauty supply store, so this is what I'm going to be using. You're also going to need a crochet needle. I would recommend a needle with a hook that is a little bit smaller than this if you're having braids this tiny, because I did struggle with the hook being a little bit too big. But anyway, you're just going to pick the part where you want the curl to come out at, and you're going to go on the underside of the braid and crochet that piece of hair in, and you're going to wrap the loop part of the hair around the long part of the hair twice and pull it really tight. And then you're gonna go in on the other side of the braid where you want the hair to actually come out of, and you're going to loop that through the braid into the right side of the hair. If that makes sense. I really hope that makes sense and that you all can see what I'm doing here. But if it doesn't, I'm really, really sorry. I really tried to show y'all and explain the best way that I could. But basically, this is a easier way to do it than if you don't want to have to braid the curly hair in while you're braiding, because it does make the braiding process a little bit longer, and it's just the extra 20 to 30 minutes at the end of the hairstyle if you want to do it this way. Also, I prefer doing it this way because when you add the curly hair at the bottom, you can dip your ends, but you have to be really, really careful. I think it's just easier to do it this way, and it gives it more of a boho feel to have like the little random curls throughout, and just instead of having like the very organized version of it with the curls at the bottom. So okay, so that is it for this tutorial. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and subscribe, like, comment, and stay tuned for new videos. Bye.